President of the United States has it right now. A bunch of world leaders have gotten it. This virus came from China, so we thought it'd be interesting to know what the Chinese are making of all of this. Gordon Chang knows that country very well. He's a senior fellow at the Gatestone Institute. He's the author of The Great U.S.-China Tech War, and we're happy to have him on tonight. Gordon, great to see you. So the Chinese, of course, as they always do, are paying very close attention to the United States. What's their view of what's happening right now, do you think?
The first reaction was from the Communist Party's Global Times, and it was sort of, I told you so. And it also was, oh, China has a superior system. Now, those messages were deleted quickly after there was condemnation around the world. And then Xi Jinping, the Chinese ruler, says, oh, I'm sending my best wishes to President Trump. But clearly, you can see the hostility of the Chinese regime because it was just chortling after it heard that President Trump had the coronavirus.
This virus came from central China. There is some scientific evidence that it emerged from a Chinese lab. China seems to have escaped all blame for that in this country. Why do you think that is?
I think it's because the scientific community just recoils from the evil that would be evident if indeed China cooked this up in a lab. And by the way, of course, Tucker, you had Li Mingyong, the Hong Kong virologist, on. Also, recently, you have a microbiologist from the Broad Institute of MIT and Harvard, Alina Chan, who has talked about how this virus is not mutating, which is extremely strange. And her hypothesis is that this is not mutating right now because it adapted to humans in a lab. In other words, it's a lab escape. Now, this is not confirmed yet, but nonetheless, as time goes on, we're getting more and more people who are understanding that this is not a natural virus. And indeed, I think the scientific community is going to have to come around and face that fact.
So the members of the so-called scientific community, I'm including National Geographic in this, which just issued a statement dismissing out of hand any of this evidence, why would they keep their jobs if it turns out they were so deliberately incurious that they missed one of the great stories of the century? Oh, I think you may have lost audio there. Gordon Chang, I'm sorry about that. Of course, we'll have you back. It's great to see you tonight. I appreciate it. We've spent so much time thinking about our own country, we have missed a lot of what's happening around the world, and we're going to really do our best in the coming weeks to bring some of that to light, because it's worth knowing about. We're going to wake up after Election Day and realize America's place in the world has changed. And we think, again, it's worth knowing. Well, remote learning is hurting our kids, obviously. If you have kids, you've seen it firsthand, but there is at least one benefit. Some of the more